just heard your great presentation on working with online interventions and research for gay men, sort of encapsulating who those people are and some of the things you've learned and done in terms of interventions. I'm wondering if you could just tell me a little bit about who is using the internet in terms of gay men. You sectioned out a few people.
Yeah, it's exciting how much we've learned in the first decade, but we've also got a lot more to learn. I think one of the big differences when you're approaching online prevention is to think about gay men in terms of when they came online. So we know that there are at least three groups. Early adopters. These are guys who, anytime new technology comes out, they embrace it, they get on there. They're probably more risk takers. They're the people who establish the rules of the internet. They set the norms. They end up being the leaders. Mm-hmm. And then we've got a second group of mainstream adopters. People who gradually learn the new technology and come in and start joining the sites. And then we have the late adopters. That's one way of that researchers use to break it up. I think what's critical coming out of this is to appreciate also the differences between guys who have all their lives lived in an internet age. Mm-hmm. Because they used technology differently and they think about technology differently from those of us who are older and grayer and learned it later. Because we're more likely, the second group, to use it as a tool, whereas this is how the guys came out. This is the guys, they've always known how to be gay, to negotiate, etc. And we suspect, and the evidence is starting to come in, that these different groups are using the internet and using it for sex differently.
And there's also a population that you can work with in a much more explicit way, in ways that we don't traditionally interact with people, which I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, our research on about 3,000 men show that almost universally they're very comfortable with sexually explicit images, stories.
I was trying to use a pun earlier. A lot of naked guys.
Yep.
That was the message. A lot of naked guys on there. The other point I want to just really quickly touch to, this is in its infancy, but what's like a key intervention in your mind and some of the lessons learned in this sort of newfound approach?
I think one of the things that as HIV prevention researchers we've got to take more seriously is that the internet is a visual communication. And we're very good at giving long-winded or verbal explanations for something that it's a lot easier just to show something.
Yeah.
And so our research suggests that future HIV prevention, and particularly prevention online or prevention using visual media, has to be far more explicit. It has to be far more upfront. Guys won't listen to a 5-minute explanation online, not on anything.
Well, I want to thank you very much. It's such a broad topic that we could talk about for a long time.
Hey, it's great to be here.
They all are at this conference, but it's so nice to meet you, and hopefully we can talk some more about your porn specialty.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.